Hey, how's everybody doing? Okay, so there's gonna be no face cam today. um, yeah, I'm just super crusty today, and I don't want to use it. All right. Oh, Axel Glow is now like Creekcraft. In what way? In being a fun dude to be around, or um, yeah, I'm certainly not as popular as that man, that beautiful Creekcraft. Um, okay, this just got weird. What's up, everybody? It's good to see you all here. I'm gonna go back on my Twitter real quick and let me just let me just post the link to this live stream on the original post on my Twitter. Just give me a second. But today basically is I'm planning on doing a Phenna. Is it pronounced Phenna? I'm gonna do a render of the new skin that came out with Chapter 10. Um, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys. Like, I was about to start working on it without streaming or showing my work process, and I was like, you know what? Some people might want to see what I do to actually get these things ready for rendering. So, that's the plan. We're gonna work on correcting the mesh, and then we're also going to be making custom materials to render the character with, so it has a little bit of texture. So it's gonna be kind of a tutorial. I'm probably gonna be working pretty quickly, but we're just hanging out here. We're just hanging out here. It's not really a tutorial as much as it is. We're all here to talk about it, and you can see just how I do things. So, all right, let me go to the original post here. Let's see, because I know a lot of people seemed really interested in seeing it. So. All right, thanks to Dendo's thumbs up, I was able to find it real quick. All right, and I'm just saying, here is the link to the live stream. There we go. Alrighty. Let's get into this. I'm in a weird way today. All right. First off, I have Blender open, and now I'm going to import things. So let's find where I saved it. You guys can't see my file navigation, so that you don't need to see that. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, it's in my 3D space, and it's in Piggy Roblox renders Piggy, and there's Phenna. All right, geometry split by group. There we go. All right, now we got Phenna in here, and I should have put Phenna to the middle. Now this is awkward. This is just super awkward now. Yeah. Yeah. All right, you know what? Let me fix this in Roblox Studio real quick, okay? This is bugging me. We got to get this right. Um okay, here let me just show you a little bit of my Roblox Studio. Uh how do I do that? How do I do that? All right, add window capture, add source, and I'm going to go with Okay, just a second. There we go. Now you guys can see my studio. Basically what happened is I exported it with the world data from this place, and so it just kind of set it to the side. I want it to be perfectly centered. It just makes my job a lot easier. I can then mirror stuff, and it'll make more sense later on. So let me click on this. Let's go to humanoid root part, because these always have those, and we're going to change the position of it to 0, 0, 0. Boom. All right. Unfortunately, Phenna now is buried in the spawn plate. That's okay. That's okay. Phenna's going to be fine. Phenna's going to be... Don't worry about Phenna. All right. Export selection. I'm just going to overwrite that. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, now I don't think we need Studio anymore. So I'm just gonna close that. And we'll come back in here to re-import. Ah, there we go. So nice. All right, I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees on the Z-axis, or Z, depending on where you're from. And let's just use the Studio one as a reference here. We're gonna get the general materials down. So I guess no, you guys don't need to see that. I need to see it, but you guys don't need to see it. Okay, so looks like this is the wrong color. Oh, I see what happened. It's counting it all as one mesh. So, all right. So the first thing we have to do with these Roblox models is I go into edit mode and then I just hit M and then merge by distance. Let's see. Let's actually see if these are separate pieces. They are. Everything is separate. All right. I'm just gonna hit A, M, and then oh no, we got to be in edit mode for that. And then by distance. All right, now you can see Phenna's looking pretty nightmarish. Hey guys, hey JB Bolter, welcome. Anybody who I missed too, I'm sorry, welcome. I just happened to see JB's comment last there. All right, let's fix this thing. This is terrifying. This is more scary than the question mark man. I refuse. I refuse to call it Dude Man, okay? Okay, I refuse. I will call it question mark man all day before I say Dude Man unironically, okay? I'm just playing with you guys. It's not I don't have that strong of feelings about it. I just say that to protect myself. It just really makes me upset. Just kidding. Okay, I've gone too far. You guys probably don't understand my humor quite yet. So, all right, let's go over here. We're gonna auto smooth it and get rid of this. We're gonna clear this custom stuff over here. Oh, you guys can't see that because the chat. Ununion in Studio and then take it into Blender. No, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, I do need to fix this geometry though. So let's see what we can do to do that. Okay, so maybe adding some other stuff in later on will fix these odd lines. We'll just have to see. Yeah. So don't worry, we're good. All right. So this is just the prep that goes into the renders that I make. And wow, we have a lot of triangles on this head. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Alt J and see how well it does with getting rid of those triangles. Okay, for the most part it did a good job, but these places like this kind of got messed up. Not exactly sure why that happens, but it does. But that's looking all right. That's looking all right. Yeah, okay. What I think I'm gonna do is actually just remodel that. No. We'll work with this. We'll work with this. That's usually what I do is I remodel the whole thing, but that's, I mean, it's just gonna be a little bit too time consuming for the stream. So I'm just gonna work with what we have. All right, where's the torso? That's the only thing I really want to hide. Okay, there we go. Oh geez, this is terrifying. And what's going on with these legs? Oh, why is Blender doing this with those? Let's fix that. So let's get rid of this show back face, and actually I'm gonna go with opaque, and then I'm gonna oh well, that fixed it. Okay, kind of opaque. There we go. Okay, now we have this nightmare glob. Hey, off Sally, welcome. Alrighty. Let's hide the arms as well. Because I'm noticing that they are overlapping and I don't want to see them. I just don't want to see them. Okay, now we have this thing. And I want to mirror it, and I don't like this. What's going on here? I'm gonna just merge by distance, and we're just gonna put that up just a hair. Okay. Let's see. Because we don't want to merge too many of these things together. We'll just get rid of one half of this thing. Bleep. Bleep. All right. This is why we moved it. This is why it was important to move it into the center in Studio before we moved it into here. It's so we could just do stuff like this really easily. Oh, what? What? It's not centered? The head The head wasn't centered. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I mean it was? Let's see what happened there. Okay, yeah, no, the head's not center. This is really messing with me right now. All right, let's center this thing. I'm gonna do what I did before and delete these. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to add that mirror modifier back, and we're gonna turn clipping on and slide this baby into the center. And I'm gonna zoom real far in here. Look at that. See, it snaps. You can see the moment it snaps together. There we go. Okay. Now it's centered. Okay, let's see. Can I make a YouTube video or tell you how to export the models that I make in Blender to Roblox Studio and export them as in order to put them in the UGC application? That's kind of a time-consuming thing, and I think there's already tutorials out there doing it. So, I think I'm gonna hold off on doing that. So I apologize, but I think you can find that somewhere. Okay. We're doing this today. We're doing this today. I'm going to make this sharp here, okay? So I'm going to say edge, mark sharp. And same for this edge here. So it's not, a lot of people don't realize a lot of work does go into making these renders. Like, even though the model is made already, like, there's stuff in the model that doesn't actually work well for rendering. And you'll see later on, I'm pretty suspicious about all these triangles here because they tend to not subdivide in a pretty way, and they may end up being a problem in the future. Like, these are just insane. But we're not going to really worry about that until the time comes. I kind of want to keep going with this just so you guys can see that a lot more work was required, and you'll see why. So it'll be a good learning opportunity. Okay, I'm going to mark sharp. Okay, it looks like... Jeepers. There's a lot of tiny little lines there. All right, I'm going to mark these sharp. And, in fact, while we're here, I'm just going to give those a bevel weight of 1. I should have done that for these ones too while I had them selected. Oops. There we go. Mark this with a bevel weight of 1. So I'm seeing a lot of new faces here, which is great. I love seeing new people in the chat. That's really cool. Also, I have to warn you guys, like if you're new here, I do not have a nice monitor to see all the comments on. Like the letters are very small because they're on my drawing tablet on my table, and it's very hard for me to read all the comments. So I'll glance over and try to read what I can. But for the most part, I'm sorry if I miss your comments. Oops. There we go. Oops, I didn't mean to mark a seam, but I guess that wouldn't hurt anything. We'll bevel that, and I'm going to say edge mark sharp. Okay, that's cool. Now I can show you guys why we marked everything sharp and, you know, whatever. So let me add a modifier, and it's going to subdivide it. I'm going to add another modifier, which is bevel, and we're going to bevel based on the weight we assigned. So we're going to give it 3 and change the bevel to, we'll change the limit method to weight. All right, and we're not seeing a whole lot changing here, which is a little concerning. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this should not be looking like this right now. I'm also using a new version of Blender, so it could be that. Wow. Okay. Well, this is awkward. It's not okay, whatever. We're just gonna make the new head, okay? Rather than finagle with this one. So I'm gonna do this. Object set origin to send actually cursor to world origin. We're gonna add a sphere. And we're not gonna just add any sphere. We're gonna add a UV sphere, or no, sorry. We're gonna add a cube and move the cube up, and I'm going to edit this cube. This is how I make all of the, like, if I make a Piggy character, at least, this is how I do it. I like to start with a cube instead of a UV sphere, because Roblox doesn't use UV spheres. And Piggy doesn't use UV spheres, and for it to fit in the Piggy universe, this is just what you have to do. There we go. Or at least something similar to this. It doesn't use exactly what I use, but it looks close enough. So now I'm going to subdivide the cube. Actually, no, sorry. We're going to cast the cube with a factor of 1. And you don't see anything because I'm in edit mode, but if we tab out, you guys will start to see it. Now I'm going to scale this down. Here we go. We've almost got it. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now I'm gonna move this forward. We just want it to line up perfectly. Okay, cool. Cool. Now I'm going to go into edit mode. Oops. We need to apply this. There we go. Now it's been applied, and that's just the shape it is now. Hey, Winteristics, welcome to the stream. Okay, the model. Oh, the question model looks cool. Very awesome job. Thank you very much, Sans. I really appreciate that. I was really happy for the feedback. I was super worried when the model was being developed that people would dislike it because it looks like kind of like Arthro. And I know people do not like Arthro, and so I was really nervous. So I was glad to know that people really did appreciate it. So, oh, I mean, okay, dude, man, I guess is what you say, but I honestly don't like calling it dude, man. That's just me. uh, yeah, I'm sorry. Um, okay, let's add let's add a cylinder. Or no. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this with the knife tool. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Um, all right, I'm going to go into edit mode, and we're just going to cut along this circle here. So, all right, let's get our knife tool ready. And it's pretty much at that spot there. So I'm just gonna click that, and we're just gonna go along and cut this thing with the knife like this. All right, this is just an approximation. We're going to have a higher resolution mesh at the end, so we don't need to really worry too much about where those lines ended up. Okay, and then we're going to do the same for this. So I'm going to cut along here, and we're going to do something pretty cool here for these eyes, and you guys are going to like it, I think. So all right, I'm kind of making this a little weird, so just bear with me. This will end up nice, I promise. All right, that's close enough. Now I'm going to do something really cool, and you guys are going to just have your minds completely blown. All right, I'm going to go back to the selection tool. We're going to turn X-ray back on so we can select these. Delete these. Add modifier, mirror, clipping, and watch this. I'm going to select this circle we just cut. Oops, we don't want that one, but we want all these other vertices. So this circle, I'm going to hit W. We're going to go to circle, and it's going to just form it into a perfect circle for us. So we now have a perfect circle cut, shaped hole. So that's good. That is what we want. All right. Now I'm going to select all these faces on the inside. And I'm going to select all the faces here. And you guys can probably hear a baby screaming in the background. That is my niece. She is really cute, so she's good. She's fine to do that. Did I make Phoenix model or am I recreating it? No, I did not make it. If I made it, this might have been easier, but I did not make the original model. I'm recreating the head because it's the one that it needs the most work, I guess. Just for topology. Moving it into Roblox Studio and then moving it back, there's some work that needs to be done that Studio kind of messes up, I guess, because Blender and Studio don't really work exactly the same way. So, okay, now I'm going to take it in here. I'm going to apply the mirror mode. And when we unapply it, or when we, get rid of the modifier, it's going to have both sides selected. So now I'm going to say Control B and completely mess it up because that's not what we needed to hit. I'm going to hit Alt E, and we're going to extrude faces along normals. So what that does is it allows us to make something horrifying by pulling it out like this, or we can bring it in like this. So I'm going to do that. There we go. All right, cool beans. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dating myself with that saying. Do the kids these days still say cool beans? I've been locked in a time capsule and I need to know. All right, let's hide this thing because we don't want to see it anymore. All right. And now I'm going to go back into edit mode and we're going to click Control plus, and it's going to make all these things highlighted here, and we definitely want that. So add modifier, I'm going to, or no, actually I'm going to go into here and I'm going to make a new material, add a new material slot and make another one. And you'll see why I'm doing this in just a minute, but I'm going to hit assign while everything's selected. I want to be a different color. Actually, Control minus is what I need to do because we don't want we want this other stuff to be colored orange. So that was my mistake. We'll add a new one. I'll assign this color, and I'll just make this one something like bright red, okay? So you guys can see that we just assigned two different materials to one thing. Did I decide how the question mark model was going to look? You know what? I'm just going to call it I can't believe I'm saying this. I'll refer to it as Dude Man, okay? Like it's spelled question mark, but we pronounce it Dude Man for now till we figure out something better to call it. How does that sound? All right. So the Dude Man model was made with Minitoon and me. Just I was drawing it as he was describing what he wanted. So we designed it together. So we both kind of decided how it would look. All right. I'm going to copy this color because this is what we want. Hex. Let's copy that hex. And I'm going to paste that hex code here. So now we have the same color. I'm going to turn smoothing on, so shade smooth, and it looks abominable right now. Okay, this is not great right now, but it'll get better. All right. I mean, I know I said that about the other one, but I also said it would be a learning opportunity. This is the kind of stuff that takes the longest, I guess, when I'm doing my renders, is just trying to make it so it doesn't have any weird lumps where it shouldn't have them. Oh, you know what? I know what was okay. You'll see in just a second, but I'll do something nice here. Bevel weight, gonna turn that to 1. Click on here. We're gonna turn this to like this. And all the way around, bevel weight to 1. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to do the same for these rings as well. It's best to do this all before you mirror it over so you don't have to do it twice, but it's not bad. It's fine. We're fine. All right, there we go. Bevel weight to 1. And we're going to do the same for this last eye here. Oops. You know what this reminds me of in its current, how it's drawn, or how it looks? It looks like that dude from Chalk World. If you guys have ever seen that. Here, let's see. Let me just make sure. All right, yeah, yeah. See, have you ever seen the chalk zone? That's what it's called, chalk zone. Um, Here, let me find a way to share this with you guys. Have you guys heard of Chalk World? Am I crazy? um, all right. Yeah, yeah, I am crazy. We're just gonna forget that I asked that. It's pretty evident. But here we go. Window capture, add source, and we're just gonna add new source, add source. We'll just say Chrome. There we go. All right, this is Chalk World. Open image in new tab. So that's what this is reminding me of right now. If I'm being honest. Can you guys see it? Would it help if I made this blue? There we go. Now you see the world as I see it. Yeah. Okay. This is a character from Chalk World. It's an old TV show I used to watch when I was really little. So, let me just go ahead and close that. Close that. Oh, Chalk Zone. Chalk Zone's what it's called. Yeah, we can just forget about this now. Okay, we can get it. It's out of my system. Let me delete this. Yes. Okay. There we go. Let's change this back to orange. Oops. What? Why does Control Z not work? Okay. That should have reverted my color zone back to orange, but it apparently unselected everything. So we gotta do this. We gotta do this again. Oops. There we go. All right. Just as a tip too, you can select things faster if you hold down Control. It'll select between. So you select the first thing and you hold Control and select another thing. It'll just select all the lines in between. So it's really handy. All right, let's change this bevel weight to 1, and I'm gonna do the same thing for this outside ring. And then we'll change it back to orange so it no longer resembles the Chalk World guy, or Chalk Zone. Why do I keep calling it Chalk World? All right. There we go. Okay. And it still looks appalling. But that's fine. We're fine. Just we'll keep it shaded smooth, but we're gonna do this. Auto smooth. Boom. Now it looks a million times better than it did just a moment ago. Okay. I mean, it was less funny than I'm just laughing because I laugh often. So, okay. Okay. Let's turn this back to orange so we no longer have this chalk zone thing. So I'm gonna copy this hex code again. There we go. We'll paste it here. Bada bing, bada boom. We've got it there. And now I'm going to get rid of this specular, and I'm going to increase the roughness, and it kind of matches the arm a little better now. Okay, what did... No, Chalk Zone dude, the childhood memories. Okay, someone's seen Chalk Zone, so that's good. I feel less weird now. All right. Let's go back and look at our reference here. Phenna head. Okay. I need to see what colors these are assigned. Cashmere. And what hex value is cashmere? Cashmere. Okay, and now we're gonna give this color. We're gonna put this here. There we go. All right, those are the colors we needed. Oh, this is coming together. This is coming together. All right. now I'm going to edit this thing. The last time when I rendered Crove, I actually made the arms pretty much from scratch. So, like, they didn't exist at that point for me to take. To steal the models. But now they do, so... Let me just do this. And these are not going to subdivide nicely either because it's divided into triangles, which is something that Roblox tends to do when you put it into Studio. So I am going to hit Alt-J and turn these all back into quads. Boom. So now we've got a bunch of quads. Oops. No. What are you doing? What are you doing? There we go. There we go. Yes, this is coming together swimmingly. Another fast way to select things is to just hit C and then do that. But sometimes if you select the whole, so I'm gonna select the whole thing now. Yeah, hit C again. Middle mouse is to delete. Left mouse is to select. And I'm gonna hit Alt J and we'll see if everything turns out nicely. And it did. We got lucky. Most of the time when I do that, it loves to just morph them wrong, and it's quite annoying. There we go. There we go. Alt J again, and boom, we've got quads. Like I said, triangles tend to not subdivide as nicely as quads do in Blender, so we're gonna have to convert all these into quads. And yeah, it'll give us a nice thing in the end. You can't see Blender. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, guys. Chalk World has just taken over my computer here. Let's get rid of that. Now you guys can see what I'm talking about. Darn. I feel sad that I've just you know, if I've just ruined somebody's day just now, I deeply apologize. Okay, that didn't work so well, that part. Okay. We'll just leave those as triangles for now. All right. You know what? I just lost a bunch of subs. That's sad. No, I'm just kidding. You guys understand what it's like, right? Right? All right. There we go. Alt J. Boom. And I'm going to do some more here. Some more triangles. Get these out of here. Get these triangles out of here. Alt J. Bang. There it is. Geez, how much of this did I do with the chalk world in the way? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Or chalk zone. Chalk zone. I keep calling it chalk world. I accidentally just didn't unhide it. Oh, you guys haven't been seeing this. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Can you tell I don't really stream as often as I should? I'm not in practice right now. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is gonna turn out great. Boom. Alt J. There we go. Nice. It's like, have you guys seen that meme where the guy just kind of clicks his tongue and goes, "Nice." That's kind of, I quote that way more often than I should. But I think of that every time I say nice, so yeah. Nice. There we go. Alt J. Beautiful. This is coming together. Let's get rid of this X-ray view because I don't really want it. Get out of here, X-ray view. Okay. There we go. There we go. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, did you see that there? That one triangle didn't want to do it, so I'm just going to have to go over and do these all manually. For some reason, Blender sometimes doesn't see things the way people do. Probably because it's not a people, but yeah. Sometimes you gotta just do it manually. Because you and I can clearly see that there's a rectangle that can be made there, but Blender's like, what? What shapes are these? And that it just doesn't do it. Like just now, I just had to do that just now. It's fine though. We're teaching Blender. Blender's learning, okay? Blender's learning how to be people. Maybe. I don't know. Is it? I'm making such outrageous claims right now. Someone should somebody stop me. All right. Could I ask Minnie what is going to happen in Piggy Book 2's final chapter? And then betray him and tell you what's going to happen for a cent? No, I'm sorry. I don't operate that way, okay? Okay. It's a tempting offer. It's a tempting offer, I have to say. But I just betraying is not something I would like to engage in regularly, okay? You almost had me at 1 cent though. You almost had me. Betray him. Would you betray Minitoon for a penny? Tempting. I do need to pay some rent. Oh, you guys don't even know how long I was so excited to show you guys the new character. I was sworn to secrecy with my render that I couldn't share it until 2 days after the chapter came out. But I was chomping at the bit to get that thing shared. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, nice. This is good stuff right here, okay? This is high quality primo modeling or model correcting. Alrighty. That's pretty much this arm done, I think. I am going to assign weights to these as well. Hey Joel, I'm just doing this, just modeling. That's or model correcting. We're gonna be rendering Phenna. I know it doesn't look much like the bird she's supposed to be, but you know, it's gonna look better in just a moment. Bevel weight, we're gonna change to 1. I'm gonna do that again for this part or these parts here. There we go. And bevel weight to 1, and I'm gonna do the same thing for this thing all the way across here. And mean bevel weight 1. There we go. Boom. And we're gonna do that here where we want it to be sharp as well. This will all make sense. Why I'm making these edges turn blue like this, all right? This will make sense. It's gonna be rad when it does. you guys will be like, what? What? No way. No way. Just kidding. I don't know. How do the kids talk these days? I fear pulling up my browser to show you more memes, because I'm going to absolutely forget to switch it back to Blender view. And it's just we're all gonna be embarrassed at that point. Okay, mean bevel weight 1. Cool. And just for good measure, I'm gonna bevel this as well. All right, cool. Now we should be able to add subdivision to this model. I'm gonna add bevel, change that to a 3, change the angle to, or change limit method to weight, and then I'm going to add subdivision surface. And now we've got something a little smoother looking. So that's pretty good. Those do not look exactly how I want, so I'm going to assign that a bevel weight of 1 and do that for this other crease as well. And that's something that's pretty passable. Nice. But we're going to increase the subdivision amount. There we go. We'll do it 3 times. And there's still some weird stuff going on in here, so let's check that out. We'll tab into edit mode. And I'm just going to continue this crease to here. Give that a weight of 1, and we'll see what that did. All right, that's looking a lot better. That's less sloppy. Some weird little creases going on there, but you know what? That's how feathers are. They just kind of part like that, right? What's my favorite book to skin? Ooh, okay. I honestly, I would have to say, like, is it canon skin? Is it which skin is canon? That's my favorite. Joel, you need to calm down. You need to calm down, Joel. I see you've been saying so many of the same things. Calm down. All right. Yeah. So, now I'm going to do this same thing for this head here. It should be easier because I've already assigned all the weights and stuff. So I'm going to go with subdivision surface, and I'm going to add a bevel. Okay, and that, for some reason, it's coloring it weird. There we go. Nice. I'm gonna hit tab and go into edit mode and see why this is looking this way. I see exactly why. It's because these angles are close together. So if I go into this mode, kind of move it like that. Yeah, it just kind of smooths it out. Okay, now let's unhide all these other things that we did. In fact, I'm going to delete this other arm over here. And I'm going to delete this thing too. Let's unhide all this stuff. Except that. Okay, I'm just noticing now that the arms are a different color than the head and the wings. Okay. Oh, I just opened paint.net on accident and now it's getting closed. There we go. Oh, Epic Betty's here? Welcome, Epic Medi. Sorry if I didn't see you earlier. It's like I said, I've got a very tiny screen I'm reading from. Okay, let's keep on hiding stuff. I'm gonna go back into Studio and steal the orange off of this face. There we go. All right, the orange has been stolen off the face. Is it coincidence that the book Phenna is holding is kind of the same as the book from the Owl Quest? Um, I don't think it is coincidence. I think they're related. Like, hasn't that been confirmed that they're related? Okay, we got eyebrows now. That's good. And there's an eye. And there's another eye. That's good. We like having those. Let's see. Cool. That is a very upside down looking beak. It's fine. It'll be okay. I don't think it's actually going to be upside down later on when I add. I think that's the bottom half is all. Um, all right. And we're just gonna get this ready to be treated the same as all these other things. Alt J. There we go. I think the biggest part about learning how to use Blender is memorizing all the shortcuts you can. That's definitely the thing I would recommend. If you wanted to get into Blender, just remember shortcuts. Pretty soon it becomes muscle memory, and when someone asks you how you do it or what the shortcut is, you won't actually know what button to press because it's all in your muscle memory. That's what happens to me all the time. Like, I'm pretty sure you hit this key, and then you hit this key too. Or is it this key? I don't remember. My fingers know, but my brain doesn't. All right. There we go. Okay. This is just gorgeous, okay? This is just some good work we're doing. And I'm going to bevel that. There we go. And I'll bevel this too. And we're going to subdivide this baby. Oh, and we need to clear the custom split. There we go. Ah, look at that. That's so much nicer than it was. And we will subdivide and bevel. Remember, kids, subdivide and bevel your models for rendering. All right. We're going to limit it by weight. And that's cool. That's cool. That's even cooler. And that's the best. 3's your magic number here, okay? All right, now let's unhide other things. Like the top of the beak. There we go. This one's gonna have a little more stuff in it because, oh, I guess it overlaps. That's weird. All right. No big deal. We'll just do the same thing. Alt J. Oops. Alt J. Alt J once more. Another time. Ooh, 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 see that? See that? That's an example of Blender not knowing what shapes are supposed to go together. So we have to do that part manually, and we'll see if that works. That's good. See, it's weird. I don't understand what determines that, but sometimes that happens, and you just have to be careful. You can't do stuff like that automatically. You can't just let it do its thing sometimes. Oh, okay. I guess that's just how it resolves. Cool. And I'm going to do the same thing for these down here. So the plan for this model is I'm going to make it look really nice when we render it in Eevee. Oops. Okay, there should be a way that I can isolate this without having to hide all this other stuff. But we'll just hide the bottom beak for now. Okay, cool. Now we're going to do the same thing where we make these things sharp. There we go. Hey, not officially 6. Yeah, it has been a while. There we go. Now we have a top beak, and that's looking pretty spiffy, if I do say so myself. So let's unhide the bottom beak, and there we go. We've got a nice high resolution Phenna so far. So this is coming along nicely. Let's go into edit mode, and this I'm just going to say face tries to quads, and yeah, that'll do it. It's also Alt J, so I don't have to do that. But I just wanted to show you guys what it was actually called. But yeah, you can see here that the spheres that are made in Roblox are actually the same as the sphere I used to make this head. See? Very, very, very much similar. So it's good. Tries to quads. There we go. Okay, and what that allows for is for me to slap another subdivision modifier onto it. And this one doesn't look quite round to me for some reason. Like, it's pretty square looking still, so I'm just going to give it a cast modifier. Um, that's weird. Oh, I know what's happening there. There we go. Add modifier, cast, factor 1. There we go. And that's not looking, I mean, that's still looking about exactly the same. There we go. That's good. I'm going to make this glow because it actually glows in the studio version. So let's go into some shading here. I'm going to need to do some correcting on the hat, I can already see. But that's okay, that's for later. This I'm going to change over to an emission texture, or an emission material. Copy that. I'm going to drag that here. Paste this there, and bada bing, bada boom, we got emission. And it doesn't look exactly how the studio one does. It's kind of a weird color. But I'm also going to turn bloom on here in the viewport. And we should be seeing some bloom. There we go. That's pretty close. Do you need an email for a sign up? Yeah, you do need an email. I want to filter bots out of my Discord as much as possible. Oh, by the way, guys, you are invited to join my Discord if you haven't already. I post renders there that I make, and also just art and stuff. Like, and everybody else is welcome to post art there too, but for some reason they don't. But we need more people in there so that more people will post art in the art Discord. Okay. There are rules. Like, it's not a lawless Discord server. You have to be respectful. No not safe for work stuff. But yeah, other than that, like, you're welcome to join. I'll copy this link and I'll post it here for you guys to. There's the link. There you go. Oh, this is not a U. No, this is not going to be a UGC hat. That'd be cool, but no, this is not a UGC hat. So sorry about that. This is not UGC. This is for rendering. I wish I could up. I'm not in the UGC program. I wish I were, but I am not. So it's unfortunate for everyone. Okay. Tries to quads. There we go. See, these objects that are simple enough to do that with, it's nice because you can. And now I'm just gonna subdivide this. There we go. And there's no like rough edges on it, so I don't need to worry about anything else. All right, where's the body? There's the body. And even this is not safe from me having to fix it. In fact, this is a shape that a lot of Piggy characters use, so I do have one that's been fixed already. However, I don't have it on hand, so we're just gonna do this. By the way, go ahead, feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. This channel is just growing, and so it every day it gets more subscribers, and it's really cool to see. So if you want to see more content like this or other cool things, yeah, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Oops. All right, this model gets a little weird. Yeah, so I actually hid the amount of subscribers I have. Um, and it was a suggestion by somebody who has way more subs than I do right now. I mean, they're probably always going to, but it was just a suggestion that they said I should try hiding my sub count because they were thinking maybe that people would see how few subscribers I had and then think I was either a fake account or just my content wasn't very good because I'm just starting out, so I have obviously a low sub count. But yeah, this was just suggested by somebody to try, so I'm just giving it a test drive here. Okay, I'm a little quiet because I'm focusing on getting all these triangles taken care of. Can't I select all? Yes, I can. However, like I've shown earlier in the stream, sometimes it'll calculate the wrong faces to be joined, and I don't want that. So I'm just doing this part by hand. Um, yeah. It's because sometimes Blender gets a little weird when I select all and make them all, fixed or whatever. Air quotes fixed. All right, and I'm gonna just select this bottom edge of this dress here. And I'm gonna hide this book too because it's kind of in my way. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to hit M, or no, sorry, N, and then we'll have that with 1 there. Cool. So now we've got the weight assigned here, which is glorious. Okay, add modifier. I'm going to add a bevel, and I'm going to add subdivision. Gonna do it by 3, and I really like that. That looks pretty cool. But let's see how it looks with the other way. Wait, there we go. Okay, yeah, I really liked the other way it looked. Let's go ahead and select these and then give it a bevel weight of 1. See what it does. Yeah, well, you know what? That looks pretty good, actually. I like it. Okay. now I'm going to copy these things. Let's move this down so we can see more of what we have hidden. Let's delete this old head. We don't need that anymore. And there's the book. Okay, we're about to get into the material making stuff. All right, I'm going to scale that -1x, and we're going to go into edit mode, and we have to recalculate, or just flip the normals, because I scaled it inside out. Mesh, normals, flip. There we go. All right, this is coming along. Let's change the wings so that they have... Here, let's Alt-J and see what it does to them. Yeah, okay, so you can see some mistakes that Blender makes. It does a pretty good job for the most part, but it does not do everything perfectly. And for the sake of this stream, I'm probably not going to just... Unless you guys want to see me fix those, I'm not going to fix those right now. Let's do some materials. Oh, I completely forgot about the legs. Let's do the legs real quick, and then we'll move into some material assigning. There we go. And you guys are going to see how I make Eevee stuff look so good. It's pretty easy, though. Eevee's actually a really nice render engine to use. Once you kind of understand how it works. See, that just did something weird, too. Ugh, stop it. Blender, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles there. Why do you make it into weird parallelograms and stuff? Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise, Blender. See, that's why I have to do it manually sometimes. But Blender is an awesome program, though. I think anybody should get it. It's free, so... Well, yeah, whenever you're trying to draw something, um, like I struggle finding inspiration with drawing as well. I have to really be in the mood to do it. And if you're not in the mood to do it, like sometimes it's not the best thing to try and do. If you're not in the mood to draw, but if you really must draw something, I suggest finding a cartoon or something that you really like. And if you're not feeling inspired enough to draw it, just just trace it. Trace that cartoon. It's better than doing nothing. It's also sometimes it's relaxing if you're tracing it. I mean, don't post it and say it's your original stuff. Like, hey, I made this. It's my original work, because it's not. But I mean, it's a good exercise to just trace something. Like when I was like 6 years old, I remember sticking posters of things on the wall or on a window, and just tracing them. So if you're ever feeling like you don't want to draw anything, or you're not feeling inspired, but you still want to do something to draw or like get some practice, then just just trace something. Yeah, and that's all I could say, really. That's just some advice, I guess. You don't have to follow it, but that's what I would do. It's been a while since I've traced stuff. Um, but yeah, if you're not feeling inspired, I would say that's probably that's a good middle ground. Great job on the question mark, question mark, question mark model. The Mystery Man. You know what? That's what I'll call it. The Mystery Man. I mean, that's not the official term. Do not think that's the official term for the character because it's certainly not. But yeah, I'll call it the Mystery Man. That's Thank you very much for the compliment. I spent a lot of time on that one, and I was so relieved when people saw it and they liked it. It was very nerve-wracking because I know people hate Arthro, and I just did not. I was afraid people would despise the thing I created because it uses different proportions than the blocky Roblox ones. Um, yeah, I know Creek calls him Dude Man. And that's fine. We're not going to fault him for that. But I don't like calling it Dude Man. It just seems it's redundant, right? Uh, but yeah, whatever. People are entitled to call it whatever. It doesn't have a name yet, so as long as people understand what you're talking about, it's fine. All right, Shift D, scale -1 on the x-axis. Enter. There we go. And modeling. No. Edit mode. Mesh. Normals. Actually, I'm going to delete that because we need to assign weights to the bottom of this shoe and onto the toe. Mean bevel weight 1. And mean bevel weight 1. There we go. Now we're free to subdivide this. And bevel this. There we go. Cool. All right, we've got these things flipped. Beautimus. And of course, there is a line there. All right. Then what I'm going to do is go into edit mode, and we can see it messed up there, but that's fine. You guys can see those faces that are not turned into rectangles yet. There we go. All right. That's cool. That's grand. I'm going to actually do something that is not on the actual model, and I'm going to Alt E, extrude on normal. And this is really funky. Why is it doing this? All right, we're going to fix the normals now. Mesh normals, recalculate outside. And we'll see if that treats it any differently than it did just a minute ago. All right, cool. So we're making some boots here. So the legs are a little smaller now, but that's okay. It'll make sense in just a moment if it doesn't already. Okay, where did my things go? There we go. There we go. Now we've got some boots. Banana monkey. Why is everybody talking about monkeys in the chat? What happened? Oh, Red, you're rendering Phenna too. All right, cool. Well, good luck. Hopefully you can get some tips from this if you want. Um yeah, this is just how I do it. Okay, I'm going to save this because we've done a lot of work, and it would be bad if my power were to go out and I lost everything I was working on. So, yeah. Okay. There we go. We've saved it. Oh, Dendi wants us to give banana. All right, one more thing. Let's edit this hat. I know I said we'd move on to materials, but I really do want to get this hat looking, you know, pristine, perfect hat. Okay, I'm noticing the hat is mirrored. That's nice. That means we can pretty much just go along and, yeah, do this type of deal. Okay. Cool. There we go. Dendo. I'm forcibly putting her face in the sink and washing her. I suppose. One could interpret that way. This this headband here has some weird topology that I'm not a fan of personally. Uh-oh, my scroll just stopped working. What? Does it work on web pages? Yep. And now it works in Blender. That was weird. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know what I did. I angered Blender somehow. Whatever I did, Blender didn't like it. How dare you clean this model? How dare you clean it? Oh, I see. So they kind of, whomever modeled this kind of shoehorned the top half of this onto something else that doesn't have the same vertice count, I guess, around the outside. So that's why it's got some weird topology on the top, I think. I think that's the reason for this. Yeah, see this? There's an extra one here, but it doesn't go all the way up the hat. It just ends right there in the band. So that's what's going on. And there's a couple of instances of that, but this should be a lot easier, this next portion of the hat. Okay, you can hear me just very quickly pressing keys. Oops. There we go. Okay. I think the main parts of this hat that we want to focus on now are the edge, the very brim of the hat, and the edge of this thing here, the band that goes around the top outside. So we'll focus on these areas here. And we're going to do the same thing we did for all that other stuff. Oops. Cool. Cool. I'm going to try Alt-click and see if that'll do it. Yep, it did it. No. There we go. And that did it again. So Alt-click lets you select edge loops. And an edge loop is the stuff that goes... Okay, I'm really struggling to describe it. But basically, it's these rings that run around the hat. That's an edge loop. Or it's the center line of the hat, or any of these other ones that go in an even way around the hat. So that's what an edge loop is. So if you hit Alt, it'll select the edge loops in Blender. So that's basically how that works. I don't think it'll do it because we didn't clean up the edge here. So yeah, okay, it'll end pretty quickly because it can go in many directions. So we're gonna have to do this one manually. All right, and I'm a little quiet because I'm focusing a little bit here. We've got some weird stuff going on there. The hat's going inside out at some points. So we'll see how it subdivides. Okay, now we've got something that's pretty well ready to subdivide. What? Okay, that's a separate piece, I guess. That's cool. That'll make our lives a lot easier. Subdivision surface, cool. Bevel. 3 and wait. What? Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. I need to assign these weights too. There. And then I'll just stretch the hat out to those points. Kind of looking like a glob of melted cheese or something. We don't want a glob of melted cheese on somebody's head. That's unpleasant sounding. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's view it in this view. Let's hide it for a second. Okay, we want to add a little more. I don't want to see it in edit mode. There we go. So I'm going to add it to these corners or these creases here. And that'll just keep our hat in the correct shape while giving it extra vertices. There we go. Beautiful. Play Funky Friday. Oh, you know what? I should play some Funky Friday. It's not going to happen during this stream, but sometime I will play some Funky Friday. Okay, Dendo just sent me some fan art of the Mystery Man, and it looks awesome. I'm not going to tab out. I should though. I should show it. But I can't. I can't show it right now. I will retweet it. I will retweet it. It looks awesome. It looks really cool. But I will I mean I'm afraid I'm gonna forget to tab back. Yeah, okay. So let's go into edit mode. Oh no, let's do some materials. Let's first make some materials for the head. I'm gonna go into shading, and this is where it gets really, really interesting. Hit N here. So we're gonna work on this orange color. We're gonna get a nice texture for this. So we've got our material here. We've got metallic, specular, all this stuff. Metallic just makes it look like metal. Obviously the roughness is turned up. There. So now we have copper. Phenna. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. We don't want that though. So I'm going to put it back down and put the roughness back up. Yeah, so I'm going to create noise texture. There we go. And I'm going to create a color ramp. We're going to plug this into here and this into roughness. Let's see what that does. Okay, we can't really see much right now. But what it's done is it's made like clouds. If I plug this in here, you'll see it a lot easier. It's made these cloud looking things. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to up the scale like that. So we have stuff like this. And I'm going to increase distortion, I think. We're just going to make a nice, interesting texture for this to have. So something similar to this. So if I were to hit this and then add a light, Hold on a sec. I'm going to add a camera. Okay, I'm going to set up a simple light setup real quick. I'll use that as fill. I know you're probably thinking, what? You put that behind? Why'd you put that behind? Well, it's to give us a nice, nice highlight here. You'll see. It'll make sense. All right, now I'm going to turn the power of that one up a lot more. 1,000, 10,000. There, see? Yeah, now you guys can see this texture like this. So now we basically just want to do that for the rest of it. I'm actually going to use this elsewhere as well. So I'm going to create a displacement texture. Plug that into height, and we're going to plug this in here, and it's going to look horrifying at first. Yes, it does. But we just changed the scale of this till we find something nice. Kind of looks like an orange peel, and that's actually what I wanted. So I like that. Now I'm going to copy this stuff here, and I'm going to apply it to this second material that I have as well. Plug that into the roughness and plug that into the displacement. Nice. Maybe that's a little much, so I'm going to turn that down to 0.1. There we go. That looks nice to me. Hey, baby Penny, welcome to the stream. We're just making this render look nice, or getting it ready for looking nice. I'm going to render it in something else, so, or in Blender, but in a different scene that's gonna really mess up the render stream. So, yeah. Okay, for this, I actually do want to use not a noise texture. So I'm gonna delete these. Oh my goodness, what is Blender doing? Sometimes Blender freaks out a little bit. And it's kind of scary, so I'm going to save. Okay, and I'm going to just take the roughness down on this. Okay, cool. All right, and this is going to be fun too. I have Pbr Textures like saved to my computer. Let me go into them real quick. You guys can find these online yourselves. Like I'm not really doing a tutorial here. We're just here hanging out while I do this. But yeah, Pbr textures are really nice to use to make things look real. And there's a lot of stuff, or there's a lot of sites online where you can find them for free. So I just kind of collect them. Let's see. I have this fabric tutorial here, or not tutorial. Oh my gosh. This fabric material here. I'll just use this one. We'll use burlap. And I'm going to say box projection generated and plug that into height. Okay, we need more height there. That looks pretty good. Let's blend it a little. And let's scale it. Beautiful. Okay, that looks nice to me. All right, and I'm gonna mix it with this. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I really like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna do that for the sleeves. I'm gonna use that material. Let's call that dress fabric. And I'm gonna use that on the sleeves here. And I'm going to create a new material instance and call this dress fabric sleeves, because it changed the scale of the texture. So we obviously don't want that. So I'm going to switch that to 1. Oh, it just changed it for the regular one. Oh, okay. It's because I need to select sleeves. There we go. Change that to 1, change that to 1, change that to 1, and blend it. And that's pretty close. There we go. There, our textures are looking mighty fine, if I do say so myself. Hey, Fun Fred, welcome. Okay. Yeah, someone said this looks amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's see. I'm gonna add another material here, and I'm gonna delete these because we don't want those. And I'm going to add leather, like a leather texture, because I imagine the hat's not cloth. I imagine it's kind of like a leather type of thing. There's my displacement. And there's my roughness. Control T, switch that to box, switch this to box, put the blend to about half, and put this vector here, put this here. Do all this sciencey stuff. Make displacement, height, displacement, and now it's horrifying. 0.001, 0.01, 0.005. All right, that's good. And now we'll plug this into the roughness. And that looks a little too shiny to me. So I'm just gonna search for not brightness contrast, it's actually hue and saturation that'll change it how I want. So we can turn the value down to make it shinier, turn it up to make it less shiny. Okay, we'll say 4. Now we're going to change the scale again on the hat. Textures to 2. There. Now it's kind of more like leather. Okay. But yeah, that's basically what I do for these renders. Is hey Pitcher Cheer, welcome. Basically I just, it does take a lot more work than people probably think, because I do have to prep the model, and like you guys saw, sometimes I have to recreate things from scratch, like with the head. Obviously not the beak and stuff, just the main part of the head. But sometimes you do, like for my Crove render, which was I think the first Piggy render I did. For Crove, I actually had to remodel like the entire head, like beak and eyes and everything included, because I couldn't find it in the toolkit. Anyway, yeah, sometimes you do have to model it all from scratch, but most of the time you can get away with bringing it in and fixing the model, cleaning it up, and turning it into a really nice render. But yeah, later on I will post a render of this thing. In fact, let me set this up to render one really fast. This is definitely not the final render, but I'm going to post this on my Twitter and say thank you all for joining in the stream. Yeah, okay. I'm going to change the background to black. Let's hit render and see how it turns out. Ooh, that's cool. That's really nice. All right, now I'm going to go into compositing, use nodes. I like to add some lens distortion and then I'm going to add some glare. Turn that to 6, and I'm going to view what it looks like over here. This will just give us an idea of what it looks like. Oh, a little too much of everything there. I don't know why it wasn't showing up before. It's so sparkly. Okay. Let's change this to something. Threshold, let's change that to 0.5. That might add more actually. Yep, that does. 0.1. That added so much more. Oh, it's such a beautiful, beautiful phoenix. Wow. Okay. 10. Let's see what 10 does. Okay, we got a little glint there. I do want more than that. Actually, I didn't hate how this looked, to be honest. It looks cool. So shiny. So sparkly. Sorry, I just went all weird. I think it's time for me to render this thing out. But you know what? We're not going to use streaks for the glare on this one, probably. Here, let's see what the fade does. Okay, this is looking a lot better, actually. And I'm going to add some fog glow. Okay, that's looking pretty cool to me. I'm going to make this -0.6 or 5. See how that looks. Nice. All right. Well, that's really nice to me. I'm going to save this image. I will have a better render than this later on, but this is what we've got right now. So here, let's put this up, I think, to 0.5. So we have some more of that. All right, and then I'm going to save this image on my desktop as Phenna. Desktop. Save as image. And let's sign it. Okay, I don't know where I saved that to, actually. I don't think I saved it to my desktop. Save as... Oh, I saved it into Piggy renders. There we go. There's me being organized. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Phenna. There we go. And for some reason... I still can't find it. So we're going to save it again. Oh, my desktop is such a mess. Desktop. There we go. I'll just save it in there. Okay, I found it. I found it. And I'm going to just put a watermark over this. Choose a cool looking font. Yeah, that kind of fits the theme. You guys will see it. It'll be a nice surprise for you on Twitter. um, it's I would not normally use this font on anything, to be honest, but we're gonna use it on here. Oops. We're gonna save this as Phenna signed. Put it on our desktop, my desktop. And here it goes to Twitter. Thanks, everyone who joined in the stream. Here is the Phenna render we made. And then I'm going to throw a bunch of hashtags on it. There we go. Okay, and go to my desktop and find this thing. All right, and tweet. There we go. Thank you all very much for joining in today. If you guys have any questions or comments on things, feel free to ask them in the questions after. I tend to leave my live streams on my channel. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. I really hope you enjoyed watching what I do to prepare these renders, and it gives you a bit of a better understanding of like how much time I put into these. And just what's involved too. And it's not even like the time that I spent doing this one, because at this point I pretty much know what I'm doing. But it did take a long time to learn and a long time to figure out all the things that I did here today. And so I really appreciate all the support. It really helps me keep going and streaming and just it's really cool to see the community come together and really like the things that I'm creating. It's really interesting for me because usually I make this stuff and nobody ever sees it, and it's just such a different dynamic when people are actually seeing the things that I'm making. And I really appreciate the support, and it gives me a lot of encouragement and inspiration to do more. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I do streams a lot of the time. Like I'll play Piggy or I'll play other Roblox games, and I'll do models as well. So everybody take care. I really appreciate you, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.